Hello, kids. Today is Friday, September 11th, and I know that Mrs. Sip had an awesome lesson today to remember September 11th, so I hope you all make sure that you get to that sometime today and remember all the lives lost. Um, I do not have a September 11th lesson, but I do have a lesson that was really hard for me because I had to do something new. So please bear with me today as I try to teach something that's new to me to you online. So here we go. First of all, today in class, I passed out review lists for spelling. So I want to talk to you about those for a minute. Make sure you take your spelling test today and send me your score. If you don't send me those, they go in as zeros. And then if you don't take them within a week, it stays as 0, which is not good for your grade. I have new spelling lists that are a review week, and I've decided that I'm going to share these documents with you instead of just holding them up in front of the screen. I think it'll be easier for you um, to just have your own document that you can print out if you want to, or you just have a nice copy online if you don't want to print it. These are longer lists. Your list is either 24 words or 30 words for next week, and they're not all exact words that are from your last 3 weeks, but they are words that follow the same spelling patterns. So you should be noticing short vowels or long E or long I or long O. Whatever you've been studying is what is in this review list. So spend some time looking at it over the weekend since I'm giving it to you on Friday and the test isn't till next Friday. The next thing on our list was I did a mini lesson on text structure. And no, I didn't. Did I? No, I did a mini lesson on literary elements for you guys. Sorry, I was looking at 6th grade. Literary elements are these 4 things: your character, setting, plot, and events. So character is the one we want to focus on today. Our character from the story that we read was Captain Arsenio. It's important that you're paying attention to what the character says and thinks, what they do, and what other characters say or think about our character. Our setting takes place mostly outside where he's running his experiments. The plot, our conflict, is that Captain Arsenio is trying to create a device to make him fly. That's the problem, and he keeps trying to come up with solutions for it. I think he had 18 contraptions that he built, trying to figure out a way to make people be able to fly. And so the very end of the book, did he manage to fly or not? And if you answered all of the questions from yesterday or the day before, you probably already noticed in the last paragraph or two, it said, some say that Arsenio's book was buried near Cairo, Egypt. Others disagree and say it was in a chest at the bottom of the sea, buried under a pile of rusty metal junk. But most people insist that the diary was found on the surface of the moon. So that paragraph at the very end leads us to believe that maybe Captain Arsenio did figure out how to fly, because many people believe his diary was found on the moon. So that gives us a little bit of information about, a little review about the plot and what happened throughout the story. Today, though, we are focusing on our character. And what we did was reread page 59. I am going to reread that for you. And then we answered some questions using Kami on the computer. And then we also, at the very end, we studied 2 roots and 2 prefixes, I think. Yes, 2 roots and 2 prefixes. And I will show you what we filled in for that using Kami. I'm really hoping Mrs. Herrig has taught you how to do it. Here we go. So I am going to reread page 59. The End and the Beginning. Manuel J. Arsenio was a careless cheese master, blacksmith, scuba diver, and ship captain. Well, a cheese master, and he was careless, so he wasn't good at these things. I don't know if a cheese master makes cheese. Blacksmith is someone who puts shoes on horses. Scuba diver dives under the water in a scuba suit, and ship captain works on a ship. Though he was given the easiest of missions in each of these careers, he still couldn't complete any of them successfully. This problem may be the reason he left those jobs behind to enter the distinguished pages of aviation or flight history. One day in 1782, he decided to build the first in a long series of eccentric projects that would change his life. And although he had little knowledge of physics or mechanics and had access only to useless materials, he demonstrated great patience and determination throughout the course of his flight experiments. The next part is the discovery. How do we know about Captain Arsenio? Well, his diary was found by chance just 1 year ago, under circumstances to be discussed later. In its 90 pages full of doodles, notes, and technical writings, Arsenio developed 18 different designs for a flying machine, each one original, foolish, and fantastic. Here we explore 3 of the 18 most influential projects that have contributed to modern aviation. Captain Arsenio's diary is the oldest and most precious aviation manuscript ever known, second only to Leonardo da Vinci's. Fortunately, the text is still legible, and Arsenio's notes, diagrams, and ideas take us back in time to reveal the hidden mystery of the inventor's thoughts. Now, if you go to my Google Classroom, whoopsies, and you click on this assignment, and yours should pull open instructions. It says complete using Kami. So you'll open this document, and then you have a blue button that says open with Kami. And our assignment is just to do page 1 on this. Number 1 on this page. It says, what have we learned about Captain Arsenio so far? Cite evidence from the text to support your response. Together in class today, we decided that we have learned Captain Arsenio is eccentric. We used a vocab word. And he keeps on trying to build a flying machine. So he's a little bit odd, but he keeps persevering. The text evidence states Arsenio developed 18 different designs for a flying machine. So when you're going to do this second part that says cite evidence from the text, it's important to prove to your reader that you are citing from the text. You are taking text right out of the book, and you are using the exact words in the exact order. And when you do that, you say the text evidence states, comma, quotation mark, everything that's exactly like it is in the book, end quotation mark. And so we worked on that today. That's the only one you have to answer on this page. I'm sorry, I didn't show you. I don't know if Mrs. Herrig's already taught you, but when you open in Kami, if you want to write on the page, you click text box and you tell it what color you want, and then you can click anywhere on the page and type. I could type over here if I want to. And it gives you a text box anywhere you like. So we put text boxes in for our Greek roots, auto and bio, and our prefixes, ir and il. And we put text boxes in for words that have the prefix or the root. So for auto, which means self, we came up with automatic. Something that's automatic means that it operates by itself. Bio means life. We came up with the word biology, and we made a text box. And then for the meaning, we said biology is the study of life. Ir means not when you put it at the front of a word. So if something is irregular, it's not regular or it's not normal. Ill also means not. If you put it at the front of a word, then it makes it the opposite. Illogical means it does not make sense. Now, so you open and then there's another page. Don't worry about it. We did what we could today, and that's fine. We didn't get to everything. The next thing that we did, if you go to save and then tell it to save now, then so it's saving and it's saved. You might need to close out of my classroom first. Like you see it has a little X by it. You could click the X. And after you do that, then go back in and open up my classroom again. And then you should be able to, should be a little box up here that says turn in. You should be able to click turn in. I don't have the same page as you, so I can't show it. But when you type something in Kami, it saves it. Like it's almost like a Google Doc. So even if you can't figure out how to turn it in, do it on Kami, and then I can help you during a Google Meet if I need to, or I can help you when you come back into school. So back to what we managed today. Review lists. We did the mini lesson and we talked about Greek roots, and that pretty much took care of what we did in class. So what you see is the directions for completing the assignment is right here, and it's when you click on it, you want to make sure again that you open it with Kami. And you should be good to go. And then try turning it into me, but don't turn it in up here. You have to go back into the classroom to turn it in. And make sure you read for 20 minutes every night as usual. Study your spelling words. And that's the only other assignment I gave. Have a good weekend.